Well, listen, the abuser, we always tend to glamorize it when a female teacher is having sex with a male student. There is really a double standard. I know that firsthand because I've gone to trial. I was the first person to ever go to trial on a case where it was a female teacher and a male student. Mary Kay Letourneau pled. She pled. She didn't go to trial. She pled guilty, and she went to prison. Then she violated. She got probation, then she went to prison because she violated her probation. My case went to trial, and I will tell you that I saw firsthand when I was trying to pick a jury how many people said, not women, I will tell you, not women, but men on the jury who said, why didn't I have that teacher? And it's a rite of passage, and look at Mrs. Robinson, the movie Mrs. Robinson. And so it's very difficult. But I'll tell you another thing that's very interesting, though. When it's their son, I'm the first person that they run to and say, how could she do this? It's a betrayal of trust. My kid is only 13 or 14. You can't have sex. What is she doing? So it's always very different when it happens, to their own child. So now I think judges are really kind of getting in tune with this now, that I am going to give this person prison time. It's no different than when a male teacher had sex with a female student. And we have to really see that it's a sex crime, and it doesn't matter who commits it. A woman could be a predator just as much as a man. And I had a case where the boy tried to commit suicide after the teacher rejected him. She had sex with him. He was 14 years old. She had sex with him. She bought him drugs. She got him alcohol. He was really the teacher's pet in no uncertain terms. And then when she dumped him and moved on to somebody else, because the maturity level, imagine, a breakup when you're older, how rough it is to go through that. But someone who's older like that and doing those things to you and makes you feel that way and then tells you to, get lost, and this kid couldn't handle it. So it's not even, we're not even looking at the psychological impact. It's the physical impact. It's a million things that you look at and say that it can't go on. And so I'm hoping that juries get a little more in tune with the fact that if she's pretty and sitting there, it doesn't mean that she can't be a predator. So that's what this is. And I'm telling you that every day you can put on the news every day from a different state and see that I just posted something yesterday about another teacher having sex. It's really become like a dating pool for them. It's disgusting, but it's got to stop, and and the perception, as you said, is so much different than when the guy does it. And if you remember that show, To Catch a Predator, they never trapped a woman to a young male. And that's correct. That's correct. I don't think it was a woman that was ever arrested on that show, but we've got plenty of them. We see them, and the press tries to pick up on them, but there's a lot of them that go unnoticed, and a lot of them that don't end up going to prison. And I'm going to tell you why, because in those cases, those boys, they don't want to testify. They don't want to be. They're afraid that all their friends are going to say, what's wrong with you? I wish it was me. How could you testify against her? That's the greatest thing in the world, that the teacher picked you to have sex with you. And so they're afraid of the ramifications and the consequences from friends and from the press. And, because the press gets hold of these cases very quickly when it's a teacher and it's a male student, and they don't want to testify. And when you don't have a victim to testify, you have to offer a good deal in that. And that's why lots of times they get away with it more so than the male teacher.
Also,